to the 22.3 live pre-show to the open announcement. I'm your host, Lauren Kalil, alongside our co-host and birthday boy, Tommy Marquez. It's an exciting week, isn't it, Tommy?
I guess it depends on who you talk to, right? Another year older, but if I'm not another year wiser, what's the trade-off? But it's been an awesome week. I'm very fortunate. A couple good friends of mine have birthdays on yesterday too. So It's been a nice week of birthday celebrations with some good friends, my family. And even though I am a year older, I perpetually feel like 19, 20. So can't complain there.
We'll see how you feel after the 22.3 workout with whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that might be a different story.
We'll see how long the recovery process takes now that you're 1 year older.
Oh man, I'm already feeling like I might have to get like a muscle rub sponsorship pretty soon, just to ease the aches and pains.
Great to promote it right now. Tommy's birthday, he needs the recovery, and you're also getting an ice bath coming soon. You were just talking about.
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna be getting my hands on an ice barrel pretty soon, so hopefully gonna be soaking these old bones in some frosty water, and hopefully feeling better as a result.
Good for you. Well, we're happy to have you here on our birthday for the final week of the Open. Today, we do have a packed lineup of guests before the dual Open announcement with CrossFit Reykjavik out of Iceland and a local affiliate, CrossFit Hendersonville. They are out of Tennessee. And our first guest today, he is the man who wears many hats within the CrossFit space, from writing to analyzing, taking awesome pictures, and he is on the road yet again, Patrick Clark.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. One big celebration right now.
It is.
So, Patrick, last week you were at the 22.2 announcement at Rogue. This week you're at a local affiliate in Tennessee. How do they compare so far?
Well, completely different. And that was evident right when I pulled in the parking lot. As soon as I pulled into the parking lot, it was a tailgate. They've been tailgating for probably about an hour. So we're considered in the South, and they love tailgating their sports here. So, but no, they're out. I saw a bunch of silver bullets. They're throwing them around. Tommy, you'd appreciate that. Playing some bags. They had the barbecue going. They had the buffets going out. It was fun, and it was all their local members too. So obviously, all the local members for this for CrossFit Hendersonville, they're here. And they're loud too.
Oh man, I love it. I feel like that's a little bit more of the true open spirit. So with that in mind, what are your thoughts on being able to showcase two affiliates and two teams throwing down in affiliates for this final week?
Well, I mean, obviously you have two contrasting teams, two contrasting affiliates. I was able to talk to the CrossFit Hendersonville athletes here, and they're hand chosen by one of the owners here, and she was actually competing, and she picked not only just the best athlete she had in the gym, but the best representation of their community. And she said that was more important than them being great athletes as well. And knowing the athletes in Reykjavik, and actually have a friend there who flew in to surprise one of those members there. And she was telling me it's business as usual, but just a little bit later. It's obviously nighttime there, and they're usually resting, like Con, Tola, Lauren, they're back at their residence, usually just, zooming relatives, friends, or family or whatever. But right now they're just like here, they're just getting prepared, but it's just, they're out of their element a little bit.
Have you been able to meet any of the athletes at the affiliate that you're at right now? See like what they're feeling like?
Yeah, nervous energy. They're excited. I think it'd be, I mean, if any of you guys remember the first time you were on camera and how you were kind of nervous and excited at the same time, just think about that moment. And that's exactly what they're feeling right now. And they know they're going to go out there. They're going to be in front of a live audience of hundreds and thousands of people watching them. And they're a little nervous about that, but at the same time, they're going to do their best. They're just like us. They're wondering what the workout is. So they haven't been given any hints. And coming to the gym, all the equipment that the gym has is outside. So there's no clues, nothing you could be like, oh yeah, there's a dumbbell. Only thing that's a clue, and it's not really much of a clue because we've seen it at other open announcements, is there's a 2-person rig in the middle of the floor. So whether that means we're going to be actually using the bars or the rig this week, we don't know.
I got to ask, Pat, you mentioned that they're tailgating, they're having a good time. Are we going to get a sights and sounds from the tailgate? Maybe catching you throwing some bags, prepping for the Johnsonville Brats Cornhole Championships?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling after this announcement, they're going to come back out and still party. I mean, it's Thursday night here in the Nashville area. It's still going to be relatively early. It's still going to be relatively nice. And I have a feeling if that's the case, that I might stick around and partake in some. I mean, I love a good tailgate, and I even like them better after a nice event.
Oh yeah, you got to enjoy, man.
Yeah, your phone is in one hand. What's in the other hand? Show us the other hand, Pat.
Nope.
I love it.
I'm on the clock.
I appreciate that.
What are you most excited about going into week 3 and kind of seeing how the different announcements have played out, Pat?
It's being around the fans. Obviously we haven't been around a community. I mean, us as journalists, we haven't been around like a true community, a true affiliate in a long time. I mean, we had the games, we had fans there, we got to interact, but to actually come to an affiliate, I've never experienced something like this at an affiliate. I've always experienced that at an open announcement, which is a little bit different because it's usually like guests are invited. It's a little bit more controlled, passless. Here, everyone here, it's their community. It's CrossFit Hendersonville. So it's just, as soon as I pulled out of my car, I was recognizable. I don't know how, and everyone's like, "Oh, Morning Chocolate's here," and they're just so happy, and they shook my hand, and it's that Southern hospitality down here, and that's the part I miss, and I know Tommy feels the same way, him being a man of the people himself, but yeah, this has been exciting.
Do you think you're gonna have to wear more hats today and help with crowd control?
Oh man.
No, they got Derek, and I think he got a smaller shirt than usual on. So, and I think Chase is sporting a smaller shirt than usual as well. So I think they got that intimidation factor down, and obviously, every shirt's tight on me. So I'm gonna keep the jacket on, but I don't think I'm gonna have to wear that hat. Actually, I just need to find a hat.
Oh man, I love it.
All of our rig shakers in the house right now.
Yeah, representing.
Got to represent.
Well, PC, we'll let you get back in there. We know that you're going to take some awesome pictures, and yeah, sights and sounds of the tailgate would be so cool.
Quick question for you two. What do you think? What do you think we're going to get?
I keep saying I think we're going to get like a kitchen sink chipper with all the movements that we haven't seen that show up every year. We've seen couplet, triplet. The only thing left for like classic CrossFit programming, this is the open, remember the intent feels to me chipper-esque. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to see a repeat. I think that maybe they'll do a repeat in quarterfinals. Maybe that's where we'll see it. But kind of like Tommy mentioned, when you look at the posts that they put out of, the old school gymnastics gym and all the people like on different things, I'm not sure if I think a chipper or more of a gated workout, but a ton of gymnastics is what I see this week.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but looking at Make WODs Great Again, that whole Fran, him deducing that it could be Fran. I hope not, for the sake of the community and for the sake of my lungs, because I just did Grace the other day and I had Grace lung. I can't deal another week with having a different women lung, whether it be Grace, Isabel, or Fran. So I'm just hoping it's not Fran, but I hope you're all right.
We'll wait and see. About 40 minutes, 50 minutes from now. All right, PC, we'll see you later.
Take care.
Have fun in there.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Oh man, a tailgate. We really missed the mark, Tommy. We should be there doing the show from the tailgate.
I know. I mean, granted, it's kind of like old school, we worked really hard to make sure Frank the Tank doesn't come around as much, and let's not have him coming back out. We don't want the Tommy version coming back out at the tailgate. Before you know it, I'll be elbow dropping people through folding tables. But hey, I can still dust off the old party hat every once in a while.
Yeah. The party hat, the birthday hat, so many different hats. And maybe they could have even ordered a cake and had some fun festivities. But I guess we'll plan that for next year for the open announcements.
Oh man.
Well, if you guys are just tuning in, thanks again for coming to the 22.2 live pre-show announcement. For the next 50 minutes or so, Tommy and I are going to be bringing in different guests to talk about the open ahead of the big reveal. You can watch the live announcement after this show at noon Pacific on CrossFit Games YouTube page. It's going to be an exciting time. Last week of the open. Can you believe that it's already here, Tommy?
I should be used to this by now. This is year 14 of me in CrossFit, and it feels like, I can't wait. And all of a sudden you blink and it's gone. The whole game season goes like that at times, but
yeah,
this year I felt like I was so ready to get competing and, squaring off with you and Brian Friend and, the rest of my frenemies in the open. But now it feels like we're already at the finish line. And, I'm excited to see what we're going to close out this kind of annual celebration that we get to have is.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. I'm really pumped to see what they have in store for 22.3. Our next guest, she is a former games athlete who's now dabbling with her broadcast skills, and she posts some hilarious videos on Instagram and TikTok. We have Jamie Hagiya. Hey, Jamie, how's it going?
Hi, everybody. How are you? Let me move back a little bit. Tommy, happy birthday. I brought you a...
Oh, that's amazing.
It's a pizookie, or like a cookie and a brownie. So a brookie. Yeah.
Nice.
So I might have to eat for you if you cannot eat
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm virtually eating it right now in my mind.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
visualizing.
I'll just put it through the screen. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Come on, blow out the candle, make a wish, Tommy.
I know. What's your wish? What are you wishing for?
Ooh, I'm wishing for not Fran in 22.3. That's what I'm wishing for.
That's a good wish. That's a good one.
That's a fair wish. Oh, that looks so good, Jamie. You can go ahead and enjoy that.
I'll eat it for you, Tommy. Don't worry.
You're so thoughtful, Jamie. You're such a giver.
Jamie, being a former competitive games athlete and, being in the open right now, what's your headspace like now compared to past years?
It honestly is really tough. I did make a post about it. In previous years, you're so stressed out. And this week, the 3 weeks or the 5 weeks, it means so much. And so, being on the opposite side where my scores don't really matter, but then it's really that athlete inside of me that's putting the pressure on wow, that's what you really got, and this is how far down you've dropped, and this is where your fitness is at. And so it's just this mental battle of trying to be kind to myself, but also still be a part. And the best part is just being a part of the community, and really that's the nicest thing. But it is really tough seeing how far down how low my fitness is. But it's okay.
Well, I was gonna say, if you never build big enough fitness in the first place, you could just be like us, so we never have to worry about dropping off. But I gotta ask, now that you've gone through this transition from competitive games athlete, both as an individual and on a team, and now moving more so, into training for life, and also doing some of the media space. How has that transition gone for you?
It's been really great. Honestly, my body, it feels really good up until this is the tough part is when you're an athlete this time, you have to stay healthy. And it's really crazy to think about it. You have to stay healthy through the open, through, the quarterfinals, semifinals, all the way up until the games. But yeah, I did tweak my back a couple weeks ago. And so if I was competing, it would have freaked me out a ton. But really, I'm you know what? I just want to be healthy. And so my ego got a little bit in the way. I should have scaled the last workout. And I did put a post. I'm hey, look, if you have a bad back, if things bother you, you do not need to prove anything to anybody. Like your health and your, for me, my health and my fitness is more important than like what I get in this open, because I'm not trying to qualify for the games. If you're a games athlete, it's a different story. You have to kind of suck it up, embrace suck, and just try to do the best you can to make it through. But yeah, if you're an everyday gym goer and just doing it for your own health and fitness, where I am at personally, you want your body to feel good. You just want to be healthy enough to do the things that you love. Like, I don't want to be in pain getting up out of bed or, up and down off the couch. So yeah, like my health and fitness is definitely that biggest priority right now.
And how do you feel now? Are you feeling better from that?
Yeah, it's the last week was tough. And so like within that week, I really kind of took a lot of time off. I haven't worked out a ton. I was just kind of like slow moving pieces, seeing what kind of affects it, what doesn't. I was able to do bar muscle ups. So if there's gymnastics, I should be okay. But yeah, so like just kind of testing it out and seeing where it's at. And yeah, so feeling much better. I'll see what it is. That's the surprise that everyone gets to know. We'll figure it out. And then a game plan again, like if I don't feel good, I have till Monday. I can do it. Wait a couple days. There's no reason, So and definitely like I will be smarter this time. If something bothers me, I will go lighter. I will scale. I will do whatever I need to do.
I think one of the fun things about, this transition into, games athlete to just trying to stay healthy is looking at you on social media. I'm going to pull up some screenshots right now. This one you can't see with the graphic, but you had a space heater in there. You went from this one to then this with the visor.
Yeah.
And then, okay, these ones are my ultimate favorite though.
Oh my!
I cannot get enough of these posts. Did you end up figuring out what like your alter ego was for this character?
So I did put a little thing in my story. I was taking names, and people are really funny. You guys have a great sense of humor, everyone out there. There was different ones, like Jessica is kind of funny, best Dolly Spartan, or like Jamie. Yeah, Jamie Pardon's daughter was funny. So there's like everyone's like, please put out a poll so we can vote for a name for my character. So yeah, it's been fun. I always love to have fun with my fitness. I never have taken it like, of course, like I made it to the games and I wanted to do it, and that was my goal. But along the way, like I knew I always had to have fun and I had to enjoy it. And for me, like the laughter and being around people who are like good energy, and that's what has been like a lot, like really enjoyable and kept me sustained throughout this process.
Is it tough to balance that urge to want to be competitive, but also letting your like goofy fun side out and, posting videos and pictures like that?
When I was competing, I didn't really, I don't know. I never took it so serious. I knew that like, yes, I'm like really training. Like I'm taking my training very seriously, but at the same time, like I do want to have fun. This is life. Life is short. Like laughing makes me so happy. So yeah, I wouldn't mind it. When I was competing, I would throw up funny, like just dumb videos of me doing dumb things. And, I have a problem with that. So yeah, but yeah, I just think like having fun in life is like so important to me, and making people laugh and laughing with people.
Yeah. Jamie, I have to say, my fiance wanted to thank you for giving her full creative license to use the gardening visor, because she's a huge fan of gardening visors, and we kind of go back and forth because sometimes I feel, she jokes that like, she's 29 going on 60. With her visor fashion, but then she saw you lifting in that awesome hat, and she's like, "Oh, that's it. I'm gonna buy some." So my future self thanks you for all the garden variety visors that she.
You're welcome. It's cute, that one. It has like your ponytail can be out at the top, and but it's funny like getting comments because like I live here in Southern California, and it's so nice, and we really have nothing to complain about. But the people that are like, I'm in Texas, I'm in Tennessee, and our weather turns like this, or I'm in negative this. I'm like, whoa, like So it is like I know I have it very easy and good. So yeah. Definitely.
Oh, man. I love it.
Anything planned for your birthday, Tommy, today?
So I went to dinner with my family last night. Tiff works late today, so it was better to go out and have dinner and go walk around Monterey, which is about 15 minutes. So go be by the ocean a little bit. And then honestly, just kind of hanging out, gonna swing by the gym, maybe take some like personal time, like to go sit in the sauna and cold tub a little bit. Get my mind right so I can beat Lauren in week 3.
No.
Really dial in my, my competitive mindset.
Yeah. And when are you both doing this? The workout?
Either.
Lauren.
Oh, and our scores won't be out. You guys are competing against each other. We'll keep it a secret.
Possibly tomorrow afternoon, but I have like a sore lat right now. So if there's a lot of gymnastics, I might hold off, maybe wait till Saturday or even Monday, so I can hear what Tommy's score is beforehand and then try to whoop his butt.
Very smart.
I'm going to do it Saturday and probably do it again Monday if I can still move correctly from whatever this test is.
Yeah, and so I have a question, like redoing workouts, like for you, is it a personal thing or is it like kind of just like seeing like different strategies, or like for you, have you guys redone them? Like what made you redo them?
Lauren, you attack first?
I was just going to say, Tommy, you're the birthday boy. You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay. I always like to retest. I do like the element of like, competition. You only get to do it once, like that gamer mentality. Right. But for me, if I'm not on the field of play doing it against other people, so I can actually like work that kind of angle, then for me, I'd rather also learn something about what my physical capacity is and how I can better tap into that. So I'm going to do a redo after the first time. I always learn something, and I almost always get better. I think only one time I haven't gotten better, and another time I tied it, which was last year. But other than that, I always improve and I always get better. And for me, that's a better piece of feedback for me on how I can improve and better my fitness going forward. So I figure, why not get my cost per workout down, in the open by doing it multiple times.
There you go. I like it.
I would say that I'm the opposite of Tommy. So before this year, I would repeat every single workout. There was a year that I hate to actually admit this, but I repeated one 4 times.
4 times?
It was okay, but I only repeated the first part. I didn't have bar muscle ups yet. It was the gated workout where it was power snatch, bar facing burpees, and then there was
and then it would turn to bar muscle ups, burpees.
Well,
yes. Okay.
Yep. So I really only repeated the first part 4 times because I was so close to getting my first bar muscle up. But this year I because of the way the format is, and my goal is to, make it to quarterfinals, I knew my scores in the open would be okay enough to get through. So I was like, okay, I need to put my ego aside, not repeat. The first week, I was like, no, I got to repeat. I know I can do better. And it didn't go so well. My repeats actually never really go better. I feel like I know myself really well, that on the first tackle, I maximize, my fitness. And then when I try to do it again, I'll write out new splits. Where can I save time? And it never goes better for me. I need the rest that I take.
Yeah. And that's what I think is really interesting, like seeing some of these games athletes, and some of the ones that are qualifying and like trying to make it. It's really interesting to see, like a lot of them post like, hey, I didn't do the best, or, I'm not the happiest with my score, but I know I need to move on. So it's like for them, the strategy is like, they did enough to qualify. Good. Maybe it's not, you know what I mean? That's where their ego comes in. Like if you do it again, you're going to get better, but then that's taking away time from training when the actual goal is quarterfinals, semifinals in the game. So I agree. There's different, like you learn things like Tommy and you'll take away and you'll get better. Or like if you are a one and done and you give it your best effort, and sometimes in these Friday night lights or the atmosphere and the energy, like you can't match that if you, so it's just different things that will play into redoing it and getting a better score, or kind of, staying the same or tying it, which is always sad.
We actually got a good question from Wilfried L. He said, to get a feedback, why do a redo 1 or 2 days later and not 1 or 2 months later when you're 100% recovered? I never do it 1 day later. I always give at least 2 days rest between that, and I usually take a full rest day in between. For me, at this point, like it sounds weird, but I've done this for a decade and a half now. If I do an open workout, I'm rested before that. I take a full rest day. I can usually be close to 100% at least, barring some muscle soreness. And usually, if the improvement comes even with me not being 100%, that's also valuable feedback as well. Because like, hey, I still even have more to give, and there's ways around me being able to train around soreness, around some of these other elements effectively, and still get a good stimulus. So that sometimes it's just as valuable if I'm not 100%. and can still put in a valuable like effort that I think is worthwhile to test my fitness.
Yeah, I agree. Anytime I've retested, I'll always do the workout like early on Friday, and then I won't retest until, Sunday, or sometimes I'll wait until Monday afternoon to try to maximize that recovery before going back at it.
Okay, one question. If you know you're not on track and are going to beat your score or your time, do you stop or do you keep on going?
So the one time I tied, I knew I didn't think I was going to get it. But what I ended up doing is throttling back a little bit and like, all right, this is a training session now. So this isn't necessarily a test anymore. Let me see if I can pull back and figure out a good spot right now to get a good, valuable training session in. And it actually ended up being good because I ended up tying it. And rather than crashing and burning, I flattened out a little bit and was able to recover and pick back up again and still almost beat it. That was the dumbbell snatch box jump
up,
from last year. And so it really was just a reframing of what was possible. The other time I didn't do it, I was basically just an idiot, and it was the overhead squat chest to bar. It was like the threshold workout where you earned more time. And I basically mistimed. I did the math wrong, so I still had one more chest to bar pull up left in doing singles. And they went time, and I, looked over. I was like, oh my God. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I think sometimes like the mental part of it, you learn so much about yourself. Like if you can push, like, and all that stuff, you do learn a lot about yourself as an athlete, even if you tie or get the same, or, but you're training, like you're saying, you train through that. So.
Yeah, I think it definitely depends too. Like, if I finish this, am I going to put myself in a hole? Or like Tommy said, is it just going to be another really good training day for myself? I think you got to balance that.
Right. I think you just have to get to a dark place knowing you're going to go there. And that's the worst part about it, is like thinking about that the whole time.
So
a lot of it's mental.
Lauren, I don't know if you got this, but it seems like the workout is leaked.
What?
Yeah, okay. I think we just got tagged in it. It looks like the workout is leaked. It's on Reddit. It's on everywhere.
Okay, wait. Is it in any? I'm looking through the comments right now. Is it the for time?
Yes.
21 pull-ups. That one?
Yep, that one.
Okay, well, let's pull this up. For time.
Whoa.
21 pull-ups, 42 double unders, 21 thrusters, 18 chest to bar, 36 double unders, 18 thrusters, 15 bar muscle ups, 30 double unders, 15 thrusters.
So it's basically 21, 18, 15 of a pulling motion and thrusters with double the double unders in between, and the weight gets heavier.
Ooh, I like that part. Tommy, I have you this week?
You don't. I mean,
I know that we have. I don't know, actually.
How are your bar muscle ups?
She got him, the other open.
I have them. I have them.
Good.
All right, we'll see. I mean,
wow, we'll see.
That was just leaked right now.
Apparently, it's all over Reddit, and I'm seeing Make Wad's Great Again.
I need
Make Wad's Great Again posted it, so I don't know if they leaked it to him or not.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. We got text messages too. Workout leaked.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Has that ever happened before?
I don't think so. Tommy, you would know.
I don't think so either.
Because it's in the little envelope. There's no way no one saw it. Like it got tampered with the envelope.
Oh yeah, Make Wad's Great Again. Spoilers, and it has the score sheet on their Instagram page, on John's Instagram page. Somebody is going to be in trouble.
Wow.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well.
All right. And here we are. With 30 minutes before to prep for it. Okay.
Well, now we can all digest it.
So supposedly someone guessed the URL that CrossFit Games uses, like a hidden URL.
How do you guess that?
And that it led to the scorecard basically getting leaked.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's actually pretty crazy. People on the internet, they're pretty smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know how you would go about figuring that out.
Yeah, the URL. Man, someone just guessed the URL to the scorecard.
Right, that's what I mean.
It.
Like,
wow.
You just keep typing it in and like trial and error. Somebody's got a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, they do.
Well, Jamie, thanks for being here with us as
Thank you guys for having me.
find out the 22.3 workout. Are you excited?
I am. I don't mind double unders. I love those. The gymnastics, it's not, I like that it changes if this is the actual workout, I'm assuming. And the thrusters, as long as my back holds up, I'm a fan. I don't mind them too bad. What about you? You guys are okay with this, or?
Well, it depends. There was a fake score sheet going around a couple of years ago. I don't know. Maybe they used a fake placeholder score sheet to see if it was actually leaked. Who knows? Either way, like whoever that is, like trying to leak workouts and to spoil the fun for everyone.
Yeah.
And
that's too bad.
Wait 30
minutes. 30
minutes.
Right, 30 minutes. It's gonna be out.
It is. Well, Jamie, good luck on the workout. Great to have you here today.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, that was super fun. And Tommy, I will enjoy this for you.
Thank you, Jamie.
Happy birthday.
Thanks,
you guys.
Bye. Man. And that's the thing, like I don't know like how much weight to put into this, especially when we're going to know in the next 30 minutes, but it is too bad that there's people out there that are trying to spoil the fun and the build up, especially for the last week.
I know, it's particularly because it's part of an affiliate, so like whoever was going to announce it in that affiliate gets that special moment of getting to announce it too, and then suddenly now that's gone, and it's just kind of, I don't know, like I get it. People are always there are always going to be people and trolls out there that are going to do that, but like leaking the work, it's just like some people just want to watch the world burn, I guess, and it's like, man, that sucks. I mean, I guess, although I guess maybe we have to check because it is make WODs great again,
and right? So maybe. And yeah, that's what we're not here to say that it's 100% accurate because we don't know. We're doing a live show right now. We haven't fact checked this. We're just. He
did say satire on it. He did put hashtag satire.
Okay, wait. It says we just got a text. Read the caption. A follower, and then they tagged the follower. Sent this to me. Said he guessed. Oh, this is what you were reading before. That he guessed the URL and tested it. Okay. Well, I guess time will tell, but. Regardless, the announcement's still going to be fun. We're still going to have a good time. And I would be okay with that workout for the last week or even something similar to that. I think that's kind of like the direction that it was headed in anyways,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I would be totally okay with that test as well. But I'm always curious to see if it's legit or not.
Yeah. So we'll find out. But if you guys are just joining us for the 22.3 live pre-show announcement for the next 30 minutes or so, Tommy and I are going to be bringing in different guests to talk about the open ahead of the big workout announcement. If you want to tune in live after this show at noon Pacific, CrossFit Games YouTube page, that's where they will have their live announcement show. The next guest that we're going to bring in, 23-year-old European sensation who sits in 11th overall in the open, and after a second place finish in 22.1, finishing 13 total rounds. Unbelievable. We have Gabby Magala. Hey, Gabby, how are you?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I wanted to say at the beginning, happy birthday, Tommy. I heard rumors that you have a big birthday.
Oh, well, thank you, Gabby. I appreciate that.
We all get to spend his birthday together. Isn't that great?
That was my birthday wish.
That's quite cool.
Yeah,
cool way to spend a birthday.
Gabby, how are you feeling heading into the final week of the Open?
I'm feeling great. So far, I loved the previous workouts, and literally, I can wait to finish strong with the last one. Well, I mean, yeah, like I just heard that we might have a small leak Well, I was hoping for some different movements, but well, we don't know 100% if it's gonna be this one or maybe different. We'll see.
But I mean, either way, you're doing great overall. And let's go back to week one a little bit with your second place finish. Wall walks, dumbbell snatches, box jump overs with the step down. Was that something that immediately you felt like, hey, this is kind of in my wheelhouse and I'm going to do well?
So first thought was like, okay, those are very free, very simple movements, and the time cap, the AMRAP time is quite long. So it's gonna be a good workout for me because I feel like 15-minute AMRAP is gonna be more like finding this a little bit uncomfortable pace from the beginning and just stick to it for a long time. And this is what I did for a whole workout. Yeah.
Yeah, and it worked out great for you.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, I was in the zone. I could just keep going. Oh, I'm not saying it was easy, but I found myself in this zone, and I was just focusing on quick transition and fast cycle during the reps.
Tommy, do you feel like you could have kept going after 15 minutes if it was like a 25-minute workout?
No. I think I could have kept going if I took a 5-minute break and kept the clock running a little bit longer. I was hurting once that 15 minutes hit.
I couldn't agree more, but kudos to you, Gabby. You did amazing. Then in week 2, it was still good enough to rank you 11th overall, but I just want to throw up these pictures because I love your ponytail. It was going wild. How much fun did you have with this second workout?
It was less fun than the first one, I would say. It was more, how to say it? I was suffering more throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was hard one. Like, it was a sneaky one as well because on paper it looked so fast and simple. Okay, let's go super fast from 1 to 10, and then it's gonna be halfway. But actually, if you're gonna pace yourself too fast from the beginning, you might not be able to finish because you're just gonna hit the wall in the middle. So it was fun one to test myself, how good I know my body, and I think I paced myself quite okay in this one.
And so we now technically have a potential leak for the third workout. You said that maybe you were hoping to see some different movements, but if that is the case and this is the test, what are some things about how you think you might approach that and how you might attack this particular test?
Could you repeat the workout? I just know the movements. I didn't really know the.
So it looks like that it is. So the rep scheme goes 21, 15, 9 for the pulling movement and the thruster. Or sorry, 21, 18, 15 for the pull-ups and the thrusters. But there's double the double unders between each movement. So you have extra double unders put in. And then after the first round, the pull-ups become chest to bar. And then for the 15 round, the chest to bar becomes bar muscle ups. And each round, the thruster gets heavier too.
Yeah, it looks like the weights are 65, 75, 85 for the ladies, and 95, 115, 135 for the guys.
I like this one. I was hoping to have maybe some walking lunges as well. So I would even put some lunges there between, but it's a cool one. I mean, it really depends how strong you are with gymnastics, because I guess the part when we're gonna see some like dividing in times, it's gonna be the bar muscle ups at the end. So I think that it's very important to know yourself and divide the bar muscle ups. Very smart. And I would treat the double unders as a part when you can focus on your breathing and prepare for the barbell movement and gymnastics. And I really, really like the part that with heavy weight. I mean the increasing weight. That's a funny tweak.
Well, Gabby, thank you so much for joining us and even giving us some tips if that is, in fact, the workout. I know that I'm going to be having that in the back of my mind. And good luck with the rest of the Open.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
See you, Gabby.
Oh, man. Are you sweating yet, Tommy?
I kind of dig this the more that I think about it.
I was hoping this week that there would be some kind of barbell ladder. I was hoping it would be a clean ladder, but I'm okay with the thruster increase weight. How do you like thrusters?
I mean, I'm 6'3" with a 6'9" wingspan.
That's why this is my week.
but to me, the other movements will slow that down a little bit as it gets heavier and as the gymnastics get a little bit more, more complex. I think I'll be all right. Honestly, like, without giving away too much strategy, like I'm going to treat it very much like how I treat Fran. Like I got to make sure that I don't burn out in the first round, and then I treat the middle round like the last round doesn't matter. But maybe just pull back just slightly, right? Because I got to make sure I get the goal for me would be getting through the bar muscle ups in 2 sets. So being able to do a big set there, shake off, come right back up, and then the double unders and thrusters just go for broke at that point, because the cost of failing a rep at that point isn't huge. So it's a very interesting spin on some classic CrossFit programming with some double unders and some higher skill gymnastics kind of baked in at the end to provide the kind of separator for a lot of athletes. So I think it could be great.
When was the last time you did a normal pull-up? Do you do a lot? I feel like I only do chest to bar, but I haven't.
I did a normal pull-up yesterday, actually.
Then you're ready.
I do normal pull-ups as part of my warm-up for bar muscle ups, just in general. I just like to keep my shoulders, like I have a surgically repaired shoulder with a plate over my collarbone. So just being able to move through those movements, like actually getting to be able to like activate my lats and move my shoulder through the full range of motion is actually just better for me overall too. But yeah. So, and am I really a rig shaker if I don't, shake the rig from time to time? So,
got to make sure you do that as you wear your rig shaker t-shirt. Okay, guys, if you're just Brian or Tommy, I'll let you get the last word. It's your birthday.
Oh man, no, I was just saying, like I don't want to be a fraud,
Can't be a fraud. And speaking of Brian, I was thinking of his name because we're just gonna pull him. We're just gonna bring him on in. No introduction. We've got a lot of business to talk about, so here you are.
Happy birthday, Tommy! Looking good, brother.
Thank you, appreciate that.
That picture that Sean put up of you on Instagram was too good. I had to repost it.
Oh yeah, thank you. It's surprising you got a good one of me. I didn't even know that. I don't even remember where that photo came from.
With the sunglasses, looked great.
Yeah, a little Cali style, I guess.
Brian, are you throwing all your notes out the window right now, or how do you feel with this potential leak?
No, I mean you have seen the notes that I had made. We could show them with people if you want, but basically, leading into this workout, not knowing what it was in any way, I was trying to find a balance between week 3 open workouts historically and final week open workouts historically. Obviously, in the new format where there are only 3 weeks, we have a very small sample size of last year, and this is showing final week or final test of the open movements historically, and you can see. The ones in green are the ones that I was projecting would come up because they come up way more often than everything else, especially if you couple it with the ones from week 3s. And so if this is in fact the workout, then it's very much in lines with what we would think from a movement perspective. However, so this is showing week 3. And again, those are kind of the overlapping with double unders being more common in week 3 than the 5th or final week. thrusters not being that common in week 3, but obviously. Anyway, so movements were fairly easy to predict here because there was a limited equipment list and pattern over the history of time. Plus the workouts we've already done eliminate most things.
And when you're thinking about the matchups, so let's go back to who's doing the live announcement. We have the local affiliate, and then we have CrossFit Reykjavik. What are your thoughts when it comes to, having that? I don't even know that we can really call it a matchup for the final week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what the format looks like in terms of how they display these potentially up to 8 people doing the workout at the same time. Obviously, they are teams, but in the open, it doesn't matter if you're a team. Everyone does the workout individually. I don't know if they'll run 2 heats where they might have the women from Iceland with the women from Tennessee and then the men from Iceland, the men from Tennessee. But I think that a big component of the open announcements is that, people like to talk to their friends. Hey, do you think Saxon can beat Medeiros in this workout? And in this particular case, for the finale, after really what were 2 phenomenal week 1s and 2s in terms of the matchups, I feel like it's a little bit of a anticlimactic in that regard where, I mean, for example, Lauren Fisher has been sick and is coming back from her illness, and these other one of the women for Hendersonville didn't even do 21.1, and their scores aren't that great. The idea is that they're just normal athletes. So it feels like if all the women go at once, it's going to basically be Annie Thorsdottir just lapping the field, which isn't that necessarily fun for fans to watch.
But we do get to see like this theme that was started back in 2016 of including everyday affiliate people. And we heard Patrick say earlier that they chose based off like representation of like merit for the affiliate, like not necessarily who are the best athletes, but who are good representations of an affiliate. And being that this is the first announcement back in affiliate, I'm curious of where you see that as in terms of value added compared to just having like the best show from athletes of the elite variety.
Yeah, I mean, I think that ideally we have that in a little bit more harmony and it's balanced, because that is what the open the open historically was always really important in 2 regards. It needed to appeal to the entire community, and it needed to be selective enough for the best to advance to regionals. Now with the intermediate stage of the quarterfinals, I think it's a big question mark that especially kind of more experienced or competitive athletes have is how is CrossFit or the team of the CrossFit Games team viewing the open? Is it more about the community now than it was before and less about the high level athletes? But it's not like, maybe that's not the case, because they've also introduced prize money for the top of the open, which kind of puts a little bit more emphasis on the top end of the leaderboard. So I think that the community in general, and certainly I am like a little bit confused about what is the priority of the open from the CrossFit Games team perspective. It's nice to see that the community is not a forgotten component of it. And I also think from the workouts chosen in weeks 1 and 2, we can see the very accessible nature of those being in line with what they've typically done, which is have the opening weeks of the open be very community friendly.
I'm curious if the workout is in fact leaked and this is the one that we're looking at, it looks like there's only 1 more test. So 3 tests, doesn't look like there's a part B. What do you think it means if we really only have 3 tests over 3 weeks instead of 4?
Yeah, so there's a couple of pretty significant questions and implications. So if we can say that this is in fact the test and the only test for week 3 of the open this year, then we really have to ask the question: is 3 tests enough? And we can have probably a longer conversation about that in the future if it is. You could probably make the argument either way, depending on what the tests are, of course. I'm sure there's some people that will say, man, we're not really having anything heavy here. If the heaviest thing in the open is 100 reps at 225 deadlift, if you're doing 100 reps of something, it cannot be considered heavy. So we're missing a heavy component. And Tommy and I have written about how strength is often tested in the open, or always tested in the open, but in different ways. So if there's not a 4th component of this workout, or a 2nd component of the workout today, or a 2nd test, then there's a couple of things we need to evaluate. And then the final thing is the absence of a repeat workout for the first time in the history of the CrossFit Games, because one of the tenets of CrossFit is observable, measurable, repeatable. And there are a lot of people that I know and have spoken to over the years that really value the opportunity to repeat a workout from years past, even if it was a year before they did the open. So if this is in fact the workout, I think there are many, many questions that we can explore, probably next week as analysts and a community and have conversations surrounding those things.
Mm-hmm. And there is this workout flying around as this leak that remains to be seen, the full extent of it. If there's another test or, if this was a little breadcrumb left out for people. But what are your personal thoughts? Because, I mean, yeah, you came in last between the three of us last week.
Thank you for bringing that up, Tommy. Yes, I was so confident in week 1 after demolishing both of you. And then this week, I didn't only get demolished this week. I basically got like steamrolled, and then a big pile of poop dumped on me. And then you guys came by and had like popcorn and laughed at me. It was very, very, very behind you two. I think that Lauren's in big trouble this week. I think Tommy will take it home between the three of us. And this is a style workout that I've actually been expecting and practicing various elements of. I will not have the similar style of Tommy in attacking this workout. I will be much more cautious in an approach to Fran if this is the workout, because I know how heavy the 115 and 135 thrusters will feel for me after doing that volume of gymnastics, which isn't a crazy high volume. But the trap in this one, I think, is to if your heart rate elevates too quickly. So you need to monitor your relative skills in the gymnastics and thruster movements so that you can do what Tommy said, which is execute the way you want in the final round, the way that you want to in the final round, whatever that means for you.
Oh, so you're not going unbroken on that barbell, Brian?
No. Last year when I beat you in the chest thruster workout, I never did more than 3 thrusters at a time.
Oh, that is not true. Now you're spreading lies.
Right, that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I apologize.
2 years ago. Yeah, I've only been doing CrossFit for like a year and a half.
But here's
that's
right.
Also
well, that's the point. You have a lot to learn, Lauren, because you haven't done any regular pull-ups in a while either.
But it's funny because I would say like 3 months ago, I did have a workout that had normal pull-ups into chest to bar, and just like the placement of my hands and the rhythm of my butterfly, it really screwed me up. That I'm going to have to like do a lot of warming up before this one just to get the rhythm right between those two movements.
Yeah. Ooh. I first off, that's an excellent job of playing possum by Brian. Laying down, you guys beat me. Let
the sandwich.
Let Lauren come sauntering up, thinking that there's just this dead possum on the road, and coming up, fangs and claws out, and just dropping a couple of bombs on her. Well played,
no.
Sir. Well played.
If this is a workout, it is a very good workout, because you will see the top end athletes race this workout. They will go unbroken. They will go for speed, and honestly, likely just range of motion will be a factor for some of the best in the world. But you'll have every single variant of athlete approaching this workout. And this is an opportunity for people to get their first chest to bar pull-ups. This is the opportunity to get your first bar muscle-ups that we've been talking about. Maybe people don't practice thrusters at that weight, so they can try something that they haven't really had a lot of experience with. There is still the skill of the double under in there. And when we are talking about the fact that the open still qualifies people to the next round of competition, there should be some skills tested. And the closest thing to a skill tested in the first week or the first 2 weeks was a wall walk. Now we have a plethora of them. And again, we can ask this question: is it appropriate to not really have any skills tested till the last week, or should we like to see them early on? There are a lot of people that I think on both sides of that conversation, but either way, it's a total test, whatever the open is. And now once we see the total test and the skills are in fact there, it's hard to say that they haven't, created a barrier that you need to have certain skills in order to advance to the next test.
I agree with that. Well, I was going to say, I like to piggyback off of what Brian said there. I think there's a lot of different ways to slice this workout, like he said, depending on what your skill set is. And I think that's something that's particularly important now, especially in the last week, when there is a sense of urgency for people, maybe not for the top athletes, because for the top athletes, like Brian said, they're going to race this. It's going to be how fast can I do this? But for the athletes that are like maybe looking for a solid test to see, hey, maybe can I elevate myself to quarterfinals? Or maybe this is an opportunity after 2 weeks. I've got some momentum behind me to maybe see where I can actually shake out with some skills I've been practicing for a year. Like if you're Lauren and trying to get your first bar muscle up, and I think the added weight component too for a lot of people is like, hey, I know a lot of people that in my affiliate that are around the same fitness level as me, but all three of us are going to have very different limiters in this workout because of what our skill set is, and even body type as well. So when you have a nice variance in that, this comes back to the classic, monostructural weightlifting gymnastics breakdown as well, with a double under work on the pull-up bar, and then a weightlifting component. And as far as this is technically not a triplet, it's I guess you would say a triplet chipper now. So it also checks off a little bit of a box for programming format style, considering how you would attack this.
Yeah, the other thing about the workouts this year, if this ends up being it, is that the time domains tested are a little bit more consolidated from a 10, 12, and 15-minute cap, where we see something that's like a 7-minute cap and also a 20-minute. And so we're maybe missing the longer and shorter ends, but I don't think that's a problem. It's just an observation.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the fastest time for this workout would be, Brian?
Oh man,
and on the women or men's side?
Probably the women, because the weight's light, like 85 to 135. I already think that women have the advantage on 95 to 135. So I'm a little bit surprised that they wouldn't at least have that. I would actually like to see CrossFit move in the other direction and bump the women's weight to 105 when it's 135. So I would say the women are going to demolish the men on this from a range of motion and weight perspective. And if you're looking for the best time in the world, it's going to be probably Carrie Pierce, but she won't register a score. So I would look at someone like maybe plus you also want to look at the leaderboard here. So you want to see some of the people that are actually close to winning prize money. Mal O'Brien's going to demolish this. Tia will probably have the best time in the world. Emma McQuaid will have a good score on this workout. I think that the women that are right up there towards the top will it's kind of worth it to just go for broke. This is not it will demolish a lot of us. This is not a demolishing workout for the top end. This is a regular thing. I do this once a week type of workout. So they'll have plenty of capacity for it. So look to the top of the leaderboard for the women for the best time. I think Tia, Mal, Emma McQuaid are some good picks.
What's the time prediction? I want you to give
around
a live
5
guess.
Minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
is it going to take you 5 minutes?
No, I'd be happy to finish.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how good a few of these athletes are at the bar muscle ups, we might see some friendly Fran-esque scores around the lower fours that we saw from some of these athletes, because it's going to be, you look at what the loading was for friendly Fran and the increase in skill. And I think to some extent it evens out with just the added time component of the double unders for some of these athletes and a few additional transitions, because for a lot of the top athletes, 21 regular pull-ups and 21 thrusters at the original Fran rate is a warm-up for them. They're pulling the bar down. They're sprinting between transitions. And then it really just comes down to how fast their cycle time is in the 15 bar muscle ups when they get there. So I'd be really excited to see someone in the low fours for sure.
Yeah, and giving it a little more thought, I think that is definitely possible. I mean, round 1 is going to be a minute for all the elite athletes.
Wow, it's going to be incredible. Well, we're just a couple minutes away from the announcement. Brian, thank you for jumping on and kind of divulging some of the details that we possibly already have.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and it is kind of, I do think the idea of having the teams participate, especially if there continue to be this kind of combination of affiliate teams and super teams, so to speak, is a nice nod to that division that's often doesn't get as much covered as the individuals.
All right, good luck at 22.3. We'll see you at the leaderboard.
All right.
Oh man. Last week, best week, right, Tommy?
Oh.
I feel like a lot of people are feeling like that right now. Like, ugh.
It's good. Yeah. I've been kind of working on my thruster technique and stuff like that and trying to be better. So I'm all good with it. I'm okay. In some ways, because of how this progresses for some of us that aren't as skilled or fit, it's going to force the first couple of rounds to slow down a little bit. So for me, it doesn't feel as bad as say Fran or chest to bar Fran or something like that. So in a way, it almost throttles the RPM down for a lot of us, but still, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt regardless. It's the open. Is it really an open workout if it doesn't hurt?
Yeah, that's true. And I guess it's part of it too is we give a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
The umbrella of competition allows us to take the restrictor plate off the Red Dragon, give it a little extra juice. And, maybe we push a little bit harder than, the 10 a.m. brunch class on Saturday when, you're going to have bottomless mimosas afterwards. It's just different, and that's why I like it. And that's why I enjoy seeing us getting back to this on a global scale and getting to throw down in person in our affiliates, doing it the way the Open was intended.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Tommy, happy birthday, and thank you so much for joining us for the pre-show to the live announcement. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Now you're going to go watch